All right, y'all. I'm recording off my MacBook, so whatever. I'm gonna get straight to the content. Halloween Horror Nights 2025 speculation map discussion. Let's get to it. Now, I'm going to discuss several of these maps because the first one is by Horror Night Nightmares, but they have this thing that they've been doing now for at least a year where instead of just revealing the title, they use symbols. I personally don't like that. I'd rather you just drop the names of the IPs and the originals, even if you're wrong. I don't have nothing against anybody who does that. I personally prefer that route. They didn't do that, so and on top of that, because they did it so early, right before the beginning of 2025, I just said forget it. I'm not going to even really comment on it. But Hollowed Out Horror has two speculation maps, and they put names to the IPs and the originals. So because of that, I want to comment mainly on those. Mainly on those. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the maps, right? I'm gonna look at the maps right now, and they'll be posted on here as I'm speaking on them, and then we'll just go from there. So let's get to it right now. So the first map I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Hollowed Out Horror. I'm gonna go there, then I'll do Horror Night Nightmares, and then I'll explain, and you'll see on the video why I didn't want to comment on it. So we're gonna do it right now. All right, so we're at Halloween Horror Nights 34. Shout out to Orlando. So we got Nautical Nightmares, The Horrors of WWE, Five Nights at Freddy's, Amazon Original Fallout. We got Mystery IP. We got Dolls, Terrifier, Demon Cowboys, Unknown Original, and last but not least, the Vikings. Okay. So look, Nautical Nightmares, I don't know nothing about that. If you ever heard of this, or if this was ever a haunted house in the history of Orlando, please let me know. I've never heard this title. The Horrors of WWE, if I was going to Orlando, I would be excited about this because they haven't had a WWE house since it was WWF with The Undertaker. Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm not a fan of that IP. To the fans that are, that support Five Nights at Freddy's, if this was to come, I'm happy for you. But personally, I do not care for this IP at all. I just look at the animatronics. I never thought they were scary. I just think they're really goofy, and I want no parts of it, to be honest. I don't think it's going to come. I do not think this IP is going to come. The Fallout, I think there's a good chance of this IP landing. I never played the video game. I never watched the show. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I never have, but I would welcome it. The Mystery IP, I think that's, okay, for y'all, I think it's either The Horrors of Blumhouse Volume 4 or Megan. The Dolls, that seems like it would be okay, but honestly, that seems more childish to me than anything. Terrifier, that's your headliner. Shout out to Art the Clown, the king of horror. He's the undisputed king of horror in this modern era. So I would welcome that ASAP. Demon Cowboys, that sounds like it could be something, but then it could be goofy. I would lean on it being an interesting haunted house because Orlando does a good job in terms of staffing and being creative. Unknown Original, I don't even know where to guess from that one. Maybe Slaughter Cinema Part 3? I think wherever this Unknown Original is, I think maybe it's a sequel to something. That's my guess. And Vikings, I think Vikings will be okay. I don't think it would be great. I don't think it would be terrible. I think it would just be okay. So now, we're going to get to Hollywood. So here we go. We got the unknown original. Here we go again. Monstrous. Isla de las Muñecas. The Last of Us Part 2. The Horrors of WWE. Amazon Original Fallout. Poltergeist. Terrifier. Five Nights at Freddy's. Unknown Terror Tram Thing. So the unknown original. I think it will be an original haunted house that's being bought from Orlando. So not Halloween. Hollywood has borrowed Orlando's two of Orlando's haunted houses. Though the past 2 years, I believe they did last year. I know. I think they did the year before. So because of that, I think they're gonna go again. I hope it's Slaughter Cinema. That's what I hope they do. I don't know who else they would get as far as original, but I hope that's the one they bank on. Monstrous. This would be part 3, the trilogy. Hopefully this will be the end. I don't want to keep on doing these sequels. So yeah, just end it at number 3. I don't have no problem with 1 or 2. I think 1 was probably better than 2, but 2 wasn't bad. But yeah, I would be done. Last of Us Part 2, I welcome that. The Horrors of WWE, I welcome that. Fallout, I welcome that. Poltergeist, I'm shocked at this. I do not believe it's happening, but I would welcome it. I went to the one in 2018 and it was good. So if it happens again, 7 years later, then so be it. Terrifier, that's your headliner. Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't want it to come whatsoever. An unknown Terror Tram theme should be based on the IP. Last year, it was good. It was the best one, at least in the last 5 years, at least. So Terror Tram should be specifically based on IPs. I'm gonna say that right now. That's their best chance. They gotta base it on IPs. I do not think Five Nights at Freddy's is coming. I don't want it to come, but objectively, I just don't think it's coming. The guy who owns it, he wants nothing to do with Halloween Horror Nights, so I don't know what would change his mind outside of money. Poltergeist, I don't think it's coming, just simply because it's just very random. And one thing about this map, there is no IP movie currently from this year. Horror Nights has always had at least one IP film turned into a haunted house. Currently, you don't see that here at all. So it's got to be something from this year. So my guess is Megan. That's my guess. Because they've been doing a bunch of collabs with Blumhouse. It's either The Horrors of Blumhouse Volume 4 featuring Megan 2.0, or we're going to get Megan Solo Dolo. Yeah, that's got to be my guess. I would love for them to do Until Dawn. I don't really care for them to do Nosferatu unless they were to make it strictly scary. I'm trying to think what else is coming this year that they could work. Honestly, that's all I could think of so far. So, yeah, that's all I could think of so far. If this map stays as is, do I think it will be better than last year? Yeah, I'll say better than last year just because of Terrifier and The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to do a separate video. Halloween Horror Nights 2024 was solid. It was not bad. Do not let people lie to you. I'm going to do a separate video on that. It was solid. It was not great. It was not as good as 2023 in terms of the IPs and all that, but it was solid. So I can't wait to see the next speculation map. Oh, I'll do Horror Nights right now. I'll do it right now, real quickly before I end this, because this has been a long ass video. Yeah, so as I was saying, Horror Night Nightmares, my issue with their map, the current map that came out right before 2025 started, is it's just a bunch of damn symbols. Look at it. It's a bunch of symbols. I'm not about to sit here and try to figure all that out. Put some names on it. Back to what I was saying. I'm not about to be going through all that for the speculation map. Now look, I'm one of the very few that's going to comment on any speculation map that I deem as valid. There's a lot of people within the Horror Nights community that glaze Nightmares. And I'm not knocking Horror Night Nightmares. I think they're legit. I appreciate what they do. But there's a lot of people in the community that act like if they don't post a speculation map, then it's fraudulent. I'm not with none of that nonsense. I'm an independent thinker. So I appreciate what I appreciate what Horror Night Nightmares does, but I also appreciate what Hollowed Out Horror does as well. So I'm all about the content. I'm all about speculation maps. I'm gonna do more on this. I'm really gonna try not to be lazy, and I want to do separate videos on the Big Four hunt events in Southern California. And when I say Big Four, I'm referring to Halloween Horror Nights from Universal, Scary Farm from Knott's, Dark Harbor from Queen Mary, and Fright Fest from Six Flags. I went to all four of them last year, so I'm going to do separate videos on them and give an objective take on all of those events as well. So get ready, lock in. I can't wait for the next speculation map. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be objective. I'm going to call it all the way down the middle. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your day. Salute.